What is going on, everybody, and welcome to another episode of your personal squad builder. Today we're going to be looking at a little bit of a different team. This one wasn't requested, but it's one that I've been playing with a few of the players in this team, and I thought I'd chuck them into a different system to see how they did, and they did extremely well. It's going to be called the Alternative Sweat, and what I mean by that is you'll see a lot of people using the Serie A team with Dumbia, Balbo and Gervinho, that deadly front three, and I thought I'd go into the Serie A and try a team that's just as OP, but not as well used. Sorry, I just caught the mark there. Basically, this team's going to cost you about 140k. There'll be some players in there that you're very familiar with, and then some in there that you maybe don't use as much, or perhaps you've never even thought of using. So we're going to get straight into it. In goal, it is Serie A, and in goal we have got Asmir. Is it Asmir Handanovic? I don't know if that's his first name actually, is it? No, it's Samir. Sort of close. Samir Asmir. Really solid keeper. Probably the best in Serie A by a country mile, and you don't need to know much more about that. Bear in mind, by the way, when I do shoot the records of these players, most of them are false because, as we all know, EA's just screwed the game over a little bit with that for some reason. It's quite annoying. But left back, he is someone that you may not use as often, if not, you may not even heard of him. He used to be a left winger, Gulam, for Napoli, but he's been pushed back to a left back, and he's actually got a really solid card now. 82 pace, 72 defending, and 75 physical, with 72 dribbling and 71 passing. Really good all-round player. And bear in mind as well, 6'2". He's an absolute tank. High medium work rates with a 4-star weak foot as well. Really strong player. The only downfall for me with him is that he's not a shiny card, is he? Which I know sounds a bit petty, but I know a lot of people like myself like the shiny cards, and he's not one of them, unfortunately. But still, really strong player. On the opposite side, we've got someone that is most definitely shiny, and that is Ignacio Abate. Used to be a gold in the past, but still a very strong silver now. 92 pace, 70 defending, and 80 physical on this guy, with 5'11" height, 2-star weak foot, and a 3-star skill moveset. His pace is all you need to know about him. Really strong as well. Centre-back partnership isn't going to be anything new for the Serie A. Two players that I've had for quite some time now, Chiellini and Barzagli. Both really quick, both really strong, both really good defenders. By far the best partnership in the Serie A, in my opinion. Barzagli I usually play on the left and Chiellini on the right. I don't think I need to go too much into depth about those two, you know all about those. No instructions on the defence, but we have got a few in the midfield. The two CDMs that we've gone for, first of all, Arturo Vidal. Second of all, Pogba. I was playing them the other way around though, so that Pogba was over this side, so he was able to cut in. Both sort of semi-attacking, I suppose you could say, but I do have the instructions on these two to stay back while they're attacking, and also, I think I just reset it actually, something just went wrong on the game and I think it must be resetting, but I have them on cut the passing lanes and stay back while attacking for those two, and it works very well. So this means I'll actually be able to do the instructions as I go through the team with you, which would be quite cool. So they're both on cut the passing lanes and stay back while attacking, which to me gives them a perfect balance. Most of the time they're staying back, but then when you want to carry the ball with them, you can do, and these are two players that you can very much do that with. Two very strong players, great shot, great passing, they've just got great everything. Pogba as well with the 4-star skills is an added bonus. Centre mid isn't actually going to be a centre mid, it's going to be a cam, and this is someone that I discovered recently. I had his regular card, so I was enjoying it so much that I decided to try the inform, and I was not disappointed. It is Matheus Fernandes, the 5-star skill, a 4-star weak foot as well, and what a player he is. He's got fantastic dribbling, passing, his pace isn't the best, but he's a very technical player rather than like a pacey player. He's got fantastic free kicks as well, and just all of his skill attributes are fantastic, to be honest. I mean, 5'10", medium work rates means he can fit into this formation quite nicely because he gets forward and back equally. Like I say, 4-star weak foot, 5-star skill moves, and he's just an absolute gem. You can get him for about 25 to 30k, and in my opinion that is an absolute steal. Instructions wise, I meant to go into the instructions there, sorry. I just left him with balanced attack, balanced crossing runs, but I also gave him the free roam so he could sort of float around the pitch rate basically, which shows how highly I rate that player there. Moving on to the attack now, like I say, normally in a lot of Serie A teams you'd find Gervinho there, Ibarbo there, and then Dumbia there, but I decided to spice it up a little bit, go with something a little bit different. On the left hand side we've got this one here, Kaita. He's someone that I seem to pack fairly often, but I've never really used him, but this time I gave him a chance because I thought his stats looked decent. 89 pace, which is good for a winger obviously, 81 dribbling is good, 71 physical, really good actually, surprisingly good for a player of a 76 rating. That is so good, to be honest, especially for a winger. 69 passing and 70 shooting, not the greatest, but in the game they feel decent. And all you need to know, 4-star weak foot, 4-star skill moves, and he's right-footed with the high-low work rates, which is perfect for this formation, which means you'll linger up the end and he can cut inside as well. What an absolute gem he is. 4 games, 2 goals and 2 assists, that record is correct. and he really impressed me, to be honest. It just surprises me how underused he seems to be. He's Spanish as well, and playing in the Serie A, there seems to be a few of those floating around. Instructions wise, we're going to stick him, in fact no, we'll do instructions at the end once we've done all the front three. I'll move on to the opposite side now, and this is probably one of my favourite players in FIFA at the moment. I tried him out the one time at a right mid. As you can see, I've not converted him because I'm still using him in my other team that's right mid, and he's just incredible. Man of the match Salah reminds me so much of Gareth Bale. It's just crazy. 94 pace, 71 shooting, 72 passing, 86 dribbling, 50 defending and 66 physical. He's just so fast, he beats players for fun, his shot's decent, his pass is good, his crossing's good. I just cannot speak highly enough of this card. This one, his record isn't correct, like you can see. He's played 40 games, 9 goals and 8 assists, and I feel like most of those goals and assists have come from me, and I've had him for about 10-15 games I guess now. 4-star weak foot, 4-star skill moves. As we all know, since he's left Chelsea on loan to Fiorentina, he's absolutely been lighting it up there, and this card is just no exception. It's just so fun to use. I swear to God, you'll see from some of the clips, his dribbling and pace is just absolutely electric. And then up top, we've got someone that, you know, he was a gem of the past, wasn't he, Muriel? He was a gem of the past, he got converted to a silver, and you don't see him as often anymore. It's known that he's still OP, and I can very much confirm that to you right now. He's still got it. It's just a shame that he's as expensive as he is. I should say as well, by the way, Mo Salah, his price range is between 23 and 35. You can see I've got him from near the bottom end of that, 26k, absolute steal. But Muriel, a little bit more than that. You can see I paid 35k for him, and that seems to be about what he's going for. He's got 88 pace, 73 shooting, 84 dribbling and 60 on physical. He's fantastic, but when you can get Doumbia for the price that you can, I would probably be tempted to just slap Doumbia in there instead, to be honest, because he's just that good. But the team as a whole played really, really well. I've played 5 games, won 5 games, won the Champions Cup, as you'll see in the highlights in a second. Do the instructions before we get into that though. On the left-hand side, we had Keita onto, we left that blank, we left that onto cut inside, we left that onto, I'll say we left that, we haven't left anything, have we really, so far. We got that on to get him behind, and that was it for him. For Muriel, we got him to stay central and cut the passing lanes, and also get in behind. That worked really well for him. And then for Salah, we actually got him to, where can I find it? We don't want him to come back, we don't want to do that. That was it, we got him to come short, and the reason for that is because when he receives the ball deep, he can just charge up the field, and again, you'll see that in some of the clips in a second. Absolutely outstanding player. There's the team as a whole. Like I say, it costs about 140k. Alternatives, you could always still use Doumbia, Rivaldo and Gervinho if you really wanted to, but I think this is quite cool because it's a little bit different. We've incorporated a man on actual silvers and an inform in there as well, which I always think is pretty nice. On the bench, there's some other people you might want to use. You've got Tevez, Lopez, Hernandez, Gervinho, Conco, I nearly said Genus then, bloody yes, Jesus. And then we've got Dybala, who's a decent silver striker as well. All those could quite easily slot into the team. But on the whole, I really enjoyed it. Like I say, I played 5, won 5, which tells you all you need to know really. We'll end this half of the video now, and then we'll start looking at some of the goals I scored. So this is the goals half of the video, as we always like to do, and this time I'm going to show you every single goal quite far back from when the goal was actually scored, so you can see where the attack was developed. This one you can see we played the ball eventually to Salah, and this is what he's all about here. Look, just superb dribbling, absolutely mugging off defenders, roulette there, and then just hammers it in on his weak left foot. Second goal again, you'll see now Salah picks it up on the right hand side. You can see I like to give it to him quite early on. This is why I like the come deep for the ball instruction. You can see you can pick it up, just run at the defence, make them look foolish. He actually gets a little bit lucky there to get it back, but then capitalises nicely, dribble around all these players. He's got some quality players in there as well, the likes of Alba. Oh no, he's skinned in that little move, slams it in, and that's another goal for that game. And again here, this one is a lot more simple, to be honest. We just win the ball, play it forward, there's a big gap, we play it to Muriel, and he finishes with a plum, as they say. Next game now, we're moving on to a really strong opponent. This one was actually, we ended up winning this one in extra time, but the first goal was pretty simple. We played it to Muriel, and I think he thought I was going to do some skill, so he sort of stood there trying to anticipate it. Didn't happen, I just hammered it in, and that's what Muriel's all about, a really solid finisher. This one there, you can see Vidal finds Fernandez, plays it wide to Salah, and Salah's going to be key again. Look, rouletting inside, sorry, McGeady's spinning inside, dribbling here, a little bit of lag, but then we get through it, keep on going down the line, and then we're going to drill it across in a second, and we're just going to tap it in with Fernandez for the beautiful winning goal there in the extra time, as I say. Next goal here, again, we're picking it up deep in the middle of the pot. Vidal with a stunning ball wide to Keita. This one was another good opponent, so I went for the sweat and tapped it home with Muriel. That type of goal has just got to be done in those games where it's close. And you can see, if you look in the clock in the top left, you can see we scored 3 goals in quick succession actually. Again, Salah at the heart of the move there, picks it up wide, dribbles inside, and then after a little bit more techers manages to hammer it in. Absolutely great goal that is, and just shows off how fantastic his dribbling is on this game. Absolutely godly. And again, just a few seconds later, we pick it up with Muriel, wait for Fernandez's run to get to the crucial point. It does, and then we just slam it in first time, and then we actually win that game 3-1. Here's the next goal. This one a very, very strange one. I don't seem to score many of these, but we just lump it towards the middle with the keeper. He flicked it on, Muriel did well. And he just seemed to cater through, basically. Normally I play them for winning, you don't win the header or you win the header, and it's just not very often that you get put that clean through. But you can see here again, this time it's Matias Fernandez. I don't think he was there at this point for some bizarre reason, because this was the final, so I don't know why he wasn't there. But we get the last goal. Cates closes down well and gets another goal for himself there. Finishes that one really tidily, it must be said. But he did win it back well, and you can see here on the screen he's about to quit his throw on goal to make it 4-0 in the final, and he's had enough, hasn't he? He's quitting, and that sees the end of the final. We win the trophy, there it is. Like I say, you don't get to see the players jumping around in jubilation because he quit, unfortunately, but that is the team. Like I say, for 140k, it's a bit more expensive than your standard sweat team, but the idea of this was it's something a little bit more different to your normal sweat team. It achieves the same kind of thing, but you're using players that you don't see as often. So I hope you all enjoyed it. Make sure you do put a comment down below if there's any particular kind of tin that you want to see built. I've got a couple that I've got for the next couple of weeks that people have sent in, but it'd be nice to get some more in the buffers for in the future. And also throw a like on the video if you enjoyed it, and make sure you subscribe if you are new around here. But now, I will speak to you all in tomorrow's video. I hope you all have a fantastic day. Nidge out. What is going on, everybody, and welcome to Game 3 of Group B of the Premier YouTubers Tournament. Today, after a win and a draw in the first couple of games, we'll be taking on West Ham United, who are being